season waits a wonderful day. Hello. Hi, Elaine Marilacos Edelson here with Astrology Mojo. Want to help you get your mojo back. Come say hello to me. We are in the energy of eclipse season and also the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, southern solstice. The summer solstice in the southern hemisphere, and Jupiter and Saturn conjuncting. So we got a lot to talk about and to help you move your energy so that you can get what you want out of life, right? That's what it's all about. That's the whole point. And, I had to rearrange things, and this looks, there we go. Oh, see? I shrank down in my seat just a bit. Okay, so come say hello to me. And if you don't know what I say that the planets don't make you do anything in astrology. We live in a cooperation with the cosmos. Every single thing is an energy. And our perceptions, beliefs, actions, inactions, thoughts, words, feelings creates a vibration. And that vibration coincides with everything around us. So when I look at planetary aspects, I'm looking at what you are undergoing. Not because the planet's doing it to you, but because you are doing stuff in your world. And that's a reflection. Everything else on the outside is a reflection of you. And then we all get together, and it's like the Browning movement in science. I think that's what it's called. When one cell bumps into another cell, and then suddenly there's chaos, and there's all these cells, and it looks like streetcars on New York City, and during the rain, and you know what I mean? There's just like all motion all the time. So, okay, so let's talk about this. We've got the solar eclipse. Well, first of all, on November 30th was the lunar eclipse in Gemini, which is still in effect. And that was 8 degrees. And now we've got the solar eclipse coming up on the 14th of December. And that is in Sagittarius at 23 degrees. Now, if you know your chart and you know where things are in your chart, then you can pretty much get an idea of what the topics are and what you'll be undergoing, because each house in astrology has a different set of meanings and categories. So I'm just playing with these Secret Language of Light cards that wanted to come out and play with me today for your sake. All right, so I want you to look back, first of all, into your mental calendars and go back in time. It was May of 2000. The planet Jupiter and the planet Saturn came together. And they do that approximately every 20 years on their rotation around the sun, our star in our solar system. And so when that happens, there is usually an expansion in your consciousness because you're setting up a new standard of living, or you're reevaluating what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And Saturn, on its own in astrology, represents the authority figure, denial, karma. Everything's karmic. What you do comes back. Everything you put out comes back, sometimes times 10. So it's not about good or bad. It's about the action you take on the path of life. And Saturn also represents industry, brick and mortar type buildings, the basic architecture of your world, your bones, your skin, your teeth, your joints, your nails. And it's that feeling of, am I the boss? Or do I let other people boss me? And then once you can configure and negotiate those extremes, you come to the place of, oh, wow, I'm in charge of me. Nobody's the boss of me, but that doesn't mean it's an extreme anymore. It means we can collaborate on a whole new level of awareness. Now, every 7 years in astrology, Saturn, you want to look at the Saturn placements in your chart, because it pretty much will make a cross. That's not looking like a crust. There we go. No. Nah, there. Saturn also represents the disciple and piety. And it can be religion. It can be, that's the authority figure, as in, quote, God the Father. I do not see the word God as masculine, but some people do in religions. And so when you set up your system for beliefs, then we look at Jupiter. Jupiter is all about, Saturn guides Capricorn, and Jupiter guides Sagittarius. So now we're having the changing of the guards in astrology. So this week, coming up very soon, actually next week, Saturn and Jupiter will enter the sign of Aquarius. It's a whole different conversation. But at the same time, what's happening is that it's like the universe is saying to you, or you are saying to you on some level, do I still believe what I believe? Is this part of my construct? Is this what helps me get through the day and then be productive and then get what I want out of life? That's the conversation now. So let me just show you what it looks like. Come say hello to me. Let's see. This is May of 2000. And we can see here that Jupiter and Saturn were conjunct 21 degrees. They were about 45 minutes apart. And then May 3rd, which was actually my birthday in 2020. It's my birthday every year, but in 2020, look at the lineup of Taurus planets. Yeah. And we can see Saturn, there's Jupiter at 16 degrees, Saturn at 19 degrees, and that was on May 3rd. By the time it got to May 21st, they were exact degree, 45 minutes apart. Now, coming up on December 15th, 2020, let me just move that. This month, in 2020, we can see here, my finger won't go that far. Jupiter is 29 degrees, 9 minutes, and Saturn is 29 degrees at, I think it's 50 minutes. So this is big, right? Because both in Capricorn on the 15th, they were in Taurus, another earth sign, on the, just say the entire month of May for 2000. So I want you to think back to what was going on at that time in the year 2000, May of 2000 for you. Were you, I'm just going to make this a little bigger so you can see. Okay. So what was happening then? Because you're going to get an idea, not exactly the same information, but you'll get an idea of what's happening now and what will happen, as not only is, and this will last a good week, so it's going to coincide with the solstice on the 21st of December. And so it's like cross-hatching. I always think of the Burlington Weave commercial, boom, 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 Burlington. You see these woven fabrics come together, or woven threads come together to make one fabric. And that's what it's going to look like and feel like. Do you believe what you believe? Do you still believe it? Is it working for you? What can you let go of? What part of your structure is suffering because of your belief system? That means your diet, your the way you think, the way you speak, your education. I mean, on a deep, dark level, Saturn likes to go dark sometimes and say, oh my gosh, woe is me. It's never going to work. I work so hard. I still can't get ahead. But then as it elevates in energy, it doesn't elevate in energy. It shows me how you are changing your thought patterns. And when you change your thought patterns, you change the vibration. And when you change your vibration, you change what you bring into your world. And so that's what matters, is your matter. Of course, it's been more intensified because Pluto's been in Capricorn. But now these two planets, Saturn and Jupiter, are moving into Aquarius. And so we're just at 29 degrees. So, in a couple of days, we're there. Boom. And you're there. And then what? Well, the possibilities become endless. because you're setting up the structure for the next 7 years of your life. I'm just gonna let's get rid of that one. Does that make sense? Because the structure for the body is every 7 years, your body literally has brand new cells. Every single cell in your body, excuse me, has been replaced. It's brand new. It starts over. But during that time, it builds, some die, some replicate, some duplicate, some bump into each other, right? So if you're looking at the body of anything, your physical body, the body of a government, the body of a system, the body of your business, the body of your family, things are going to be changing. There's going to be some abrupt changes for some people, and it's going to feel shocking. There are going to be gradual changes, and it's going to feel like a relief. Finally, you've been working toward it, and it's finally going to happen. Yay! Yay, we're so happy. You know, I'll be talking about Saturn moving into Aquarius next week, along with Jupiter, for Aquarian sun, rising, and moon specifically, but for everyone. But I want you to just, again, look back to the year 2000. What were you thinking? How were you feeling? What kind of vibe were you outputting? What did you value? What were you building on? What were you coming out of? What was hard for you? What was painful? What set up a structure for victimization? What did you do to break down that structure so that you can create a different architecture? So that's the kind of stuff that's going to be happening now. But now we also are combining it with the solar eclipse in Sagittarius, which is guided by Jupiter. So as Jupiter moves into the constellation of Aquarius, the energy of your belief system starts to break down a little bit, and it can feel very disconcerting. You might say, I was a devout Catholic, and now I'm questioning things. Or, I never believed in anything spiritual, but then suddenly I had an experience, and it threw me. You know, is it because I didn't have enough sleep, or I wasn't eating the right food, or what just happened to me? You know, some people are going to be walking down a street and want to step into a little puddle, and they're actually going to fall through it and go for however long, a split second, the space of a dream, an entire thought wave, or a conversation of what just happened to me. But if you've been listening to people like me, then you've been working on being more conscious and more aware and more present about what you're outputting, all the frequencies that you're outputting, right? So then what happens? Then you start to actually see changes that you've been wanting to see. Yay! Does that make sense? Come say hello to me. Let me know that you're here. And next week, you'll be hearing more from me about my upcoming Mojo Mystic mini salon, Go From Crappy to Happy, which will be happening on December 19th. But if you're signed up to get my newsletter and my emails, then you'll be on that list, and you'll hear all about it. And I'll also talk about it here on Facebook. Oh, and if you're listening to me on a replay in Facebook or in YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. That really does help me and my business and other people, ultimately. I want to get the word out. How to become a Mojo Mystic. I just pulled a card that I want to talk about before I get too ahead of myself. Okay, so this is from the Secret, Denise Jarvis, The Secret Language of Light Transmissions from Your Soul. Can you see that? Ba-ba. Getting a little bit of weird light. Okay. So this is insight. And this is, it's so bright, it's kind of hard to see the person there, but there's a person. And there's so much insight being poured from the universe into this person. And I love this card because the insight that you can get now through just being present in as many moments as possible, just like calming down turn down the dial on the chaos, on the speed of oh my God, it's the holidays, or I've got to get a job, or I just quit my job, or I'm working overtime, or I work on my own and I've got many clients, and I got to get stuff done. I got to get it in the mail. I got to get it done, wrapped, packed, out. It's just like, whoa. We know December is not a surprise. We know it's coming every year. We know it's coming every year. So this is not, this is not new. But what you can look at is your, if you know your chart, your natal chart, look at where Capricorn is in your chart, because that's December for you. December equals Capricorn in your chart, with a little bit of Sagittarius. It could be a crossover with two different houses. So when you see that in your chart, let's do this as an example. Let's just say, let me move this. Nope, wrong. Okay. Let's just say, I gotta make this smaller so you can see. All right, let's say this is your chart. And there's Capricorn, there's Sagittarius. So every December would equal 6th and 7th house for you. That would be health, work, small animals, pet concerns, productivity, lobbying, community. 7th house, your primary relationship, marital, business relationship, your relationship to your clients or your fans or open adversaries. So that's these two houses. So every year, this is December for you, right? Makes sense. So look at your own chart to see what that entails. And this particular eclipse is showing you insights into how you can become more authentic in your thinking, your actions, your ability to make stuff happen. You want to make stuff happen. You want to be more present with who you are. This is it's a high vibe month. A lot of people are talking about it in different ways. Astrologers, energy workers, all that. So I want you to be able to empower yourself and really get to the core of what's important for you, what matters to you, what you want, and how to get there. And when you think about your ability to act on your joy and to think about what you've been doing in the past. That's why I say, look, I don't always want you to go back in time. We're all, so many people are already living in the past that they can't seem to get beyond it. And so that's not what I'm talking about. All I'm saying is look at your calendars, think back, go through some photos, think of your memories of the year May 2000 and who you were and what you were doing and why. Because now we're in that same kind of vibe, but it's a little different because you're different and your ability to do things differently is more apparent. Some people call this like 2020, it took 5 years to get through 2020. And that's kind of funny. Although it's sad for some people because it's been a hard year. And what is the truth for you? What do you believe? Do you still believe what you believe? That's what you have to ask yourself. Because if you don't, then it's exciting. Because then you step out of the muck and the mire and the struggle and doors open. Suddenly they appear. Because when you change your belief system, you change your vibration. When you change your vibration, it's almost like you're on a rotating carousel and it slows down so you can see something you've never seen before. A door opens, a person appears, information comes to you. That's insight. So if you're open to it this month, I would say, expansion comes when you're ready to be present with who you are and what you believe, regardless of astrological definitions or concepts. Who you are and what you believe is now under a cosmic spotlight. That's what eclipses do. They highlight what you've been manifesting. So whether you are Sagittarius, coming back to astrology, whether you are Sag, sun, rising, moon, or have prominent planets in Sagittarius, or you're it's a Gemini, sun, rising, moon, planets, because, Jupiter and Saturn in Capricorn, Capricorn, sun, rising, moon. Jupiter guides Sagittarius, Sagittarius, sun, rising, moon. Right? They're about to enter Aquarius, sun, rising, moon. That's a fixed sign. Leo, Saturn. I'm sorry. Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, fixed signs. We cover the gamut. It's just like across the board. Everyone is looking at, do I believe that? Do I really believe that? I used to hear my husband say, yeah, I'll rest. I'll take a nap when I'm dead, or I'll take a break when I'm dead. And I stopped him one day and I said, do you actually believe that? That's the only time you're going to rest or stop or relax? And he said, well, it's just, I guess not. Because he's a high active person. He's very involved in working and always coming out. The name of his business is One Big Idea. It's like ping, ping, and they come out like like a fire hydrant. It's just like a constant stream of ideas. So, I asked him that this many years ago, and he said, no, I guess not. Because now he takes a break, but he does different things on the breaks. It's not always about work anymore. So when you change your belief system, you change your chemistry, your biology, your thoughts, your feelings. All right, I'm going to pull one more card. So I want you to take it easy in the next couple of weeks. And if you feel the spin, you have to really be so present. Bottom line, you have to be as present as possible. If you're spinning, you have a checklist, it's like, and I got to get this done, and I got to get that done. And you're driving around or you're zooming through life. Stop. Is it do or die? I mean, if you're not on the way to the hospital, it's not do or die. Or you have to make a business meeting and suddenly technology doesn't work with you. And you're like, darn this Zoom. Calm down. Maybe you're not the only one having the same issue. Maybe they rescheduled the meeting. There's so much going on around you that you cannot control. And that's the thing. I want you to stop. Stop thinking you can control. Facebook, among some other things, we got hacked the other day, so I had to change all my passwords. So now anytime I go somewhere, it's like, oh, you have to sign up or log in. I'm like, okay. So I had to do that with Facebook today. And I thought, okay, I'm going to write all my new passwords on this sheet of paper, and I'm keeping it in front of me because they're not all the same. And I don't remember. It's just, it's like I go back to passwords I had 6 years ago. It's like, isn't that the one? And it's not. And I just want to watch a movie. Why do I have to sign it? Anyway, I'm being told I have 3 comments, yet I don't see them. So if you're commenting and I don't see you, please forgive me, because Facebook changed its interface and I don't know. Let me see. Let me see that. Okay. I don't know. It says comments, discussion. Yet I see 3 people have commented, but I don't know what they are. I'm sorry, Wilson. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up with technology. Let me see what it says. Follower. Only your followers will be able to leave comments. Okay, let's do that. Okay. I still don't see people. So if you have commented, I don't see it. But thank you. But thank you. It's getting to be a bit much, I gotta say. This technology thing. And then there's the lighting thing. I'm pulling another card. I'm just going to ignore that. Oh, the weather outside. It's actually raining a little bit today, and I love that's my favorite weather. for creativity. I love to write when it's raining. I'm going to pull another card for the group. Being present in this solar eclipse, 23 degrees of Sagittarius. La 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 la. I'm still not seeing you. I know you're writing. I don't see it. I'm sorry. I apologize. All right. This is for the eclipse in Sagittarius, 23 degrees, with the summer solstice. I keep saying summer solstice, with the winter solstice. And Jupiter and Saturn. So much going on. Just basically, let's put it into one energy, one nutshell. What's the focus? We have insights. I don't know what that is. And now we have, this one is standing out. Oh my gosh, I love this card. This one stood out like it says, you are the universe. Can you see that? Witchy, witchy, witchy. You are the universe. That's what you are. You're the universe. Well, I guess enough said. So, if you are the universe, what happens next? I spoke with a client the other day, and they said, oh, I forgot, you're in a different time zone. I said, yes, I'm in the future. Let me tell you, it's looking pretty damn good. All right. All right, folks. There are 3 comments. I cannot access them. I've tried. I'm sorry. I will. Next time. We'll get into it. Okay, so insights and you are the universe. If you were the universe and you have the ability to change the very next moment, to make your outcome more in keeping with your soul's destiny. And destiny is not written in stone. Destiny is your soul's destination. That's it. If your destination is, I want to go there, then you go. When you get sidetracked, you develop fear, you can't get there. Here come eclipses and solstices that begin with a new bright sun. It begins with a new bright thought that I am pure conscious love. And because of that, I have the ability to move my energy to create and manifest what I desire. That's the bottom line. That's what a Mojo Mystic is. Are you a Mojo Mystic? Raise your hand, even though I can't see it. Make sense? Okay, folks. We're going to call it for today. And I'll be back on Monday, barring any technical difficulties, because it will be an eclipse energy, and sometimes the sun has a different agenda, and the corona might be kind of flaring and flashing, which affects technology. So I'll be back on Monday, I hope, with a better insight into who's there and who's talking to me, so I can answer. But in the meantime, be present, understand you have the power, and make a list of 3 things at most that you are ready to dissolve, let go of, about your own behavior that you know sabotages you. No more than 3 things, but get clear on them. This is the time to get clear this month, and then you can act accordingly. All right, folks? Thank you for being here. Be present, be sparkly, and I will return on Monday. Have a beautiful, beautiful day and weekend.